Hello, dear students. Today we are going to understand the problem which was being faced by the Champaran peasants, for which Gandhi visited that place. Uh, actually, in Champaran, there were British landlords who had uh, introduced the plantation of indigo. They had got an arrangement with the farmers there. The arrangement was that 15% on 15% of land that was given to a tenant. The tenant was supposed to grow indigo and surrender entire indigo to the landlord. On the rest 85%, the farmer was free to grow whatever he wanted to grow for himself. So this was the arrangement. And it was a long-term contract. And the thing was continuing that way. Now, once it so happened that the British landlords came to know that Germany had developed synthetic indigo. As a result, Germany was in a position to supply indigo to European mills, or certainly at much lower cost than these British landlords who had to transport indigo from India to Europe. Now, these British landlords wanted the farmers not to give indigo, not to surrender indigo, but to give cash payment for tilling the land. Now, it was a difficult task to grow two types of crops, indigo and other food crops. So several farmers accepted this proposal thankfully, and they paid the cash and accepted this new contract. But some peasants did not do that. They thought that they had grown indigo for the landlord, and the landlord must take indigo now. The landlord did not ask for cash because indigo had been grown. Landlords understood that according to the agreement that was there, they were supposed to take the indigo that had been grown by the farmers. So these landlords hired thugs, cheats. And what did these thugs do is not written by Louis Fisher, but we can think that perhaps the thugs told the farmers that they should give cash payment to the landlord and they would sell the indigo, and indigo will be sent to Europe. Possibly this they would have said because those landlords who had not paid cash, somehow or the other, they paid cash and they agreed to keep the indigo which they had grown and to pay the landlord in cash. Certainly these farmers had been convinced by the thugs that they could sell their indigo, because when these farmers got the news that Europe had developed, Germany had developed synthetic indigo for European mills, these farmers became disappointed. Means the same information that had reached the landlords earlier reached the farmers later on. Now the farmers wanted their money back, and they wanted the landlords to take the indigo which they had grown at the according to the old agreement. Now the landlords were not ready to return the money. The peasants went to the court, but it was not easy for the peasants to win there because they had uh, paid the cash and got rid of that irksome uh, agreement of growing indigo. So now how the money was to be paid back? At this time Gandhi came there, and Gandhi uh, began to pressurize the Britishers in a different way. Of certainly the landlords had done cheating because they had not given that information to farmers, and the farmers were in loss by growing indigo too, which was useless, and giving money because it was the agreement given by the landlords. So landlords should have borne the loss, not these poor peasants. So against this cheating on part of landlords, Gandhi launched his satyagraha. So this is what had happened there, for which Gandhi launched his satyagraha. Thank you.